Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek News. I'm here with Pedro from Wise Games, looking at Trench, a game that's been in the works for a while. I know it's been announced a couple times and went through here by designer Rui Lipio Monteiro.
Very good.
Excellent. I practiced beforehand. I never got a sense actually of how to play the game, a good sense of what we're trying to do and how we play. So hopefully you can demonstrate here.
All right, I will show you. Basically the game has been, or the theme of the game, the idea of the game arises from the First World War and the Trench Wars, and which is what this line here in the center is. It represents the trench, and what you want to do is place your pieces on the trench so that you get strategic advantages over your opponent and hopefully win the game. Right? Okay. The pieces explain some of the rules, so you can see they're several levels high. You get the soldiers 1 level high, this would be the sergeant is 2 levels high, captain, colonel and general, which is 5 levels high, which also indicates how far they can move. Okay, so you can move 1 square, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 squares. Right, so that's fairly easy. They also move in different directions each, so you can actually flip them over and see which way they can move. Right, so this one, for example, can also move to the front. Then this one can also move backwards.
Okay.
And so they develop better mobility as
every direction except straight back.
And the strongest piece moves in every direction.
Okay.
Right. So basically, what you want to do is take out the pieces of your opponent. So, for example, this piece here. Let's say it's here. The sergeant, if I want to take out your piece here, I'll just finish my move on the place you were and I capture your piece. So that's 2 points, which I keep for end scoring. What the trench does, though, is...
Are there restrictions in capturing? I mean, soldiers can still capture anybody, or is it?
Yes, you can capture anybody with any piece. So what the trench does, though, is it protects my pieces from being captured by your pieces. Okay, so if I'm in the trench, your piece cannot capture my piece. Also, because I'm in the trench, I get a better firepower, so to say, which means I can actually, with this piece, for example, which moves up to 2 squares, move the 2 squares and take all the pieces along the way. Okay? Makes the pieces stronger as well. The only way for you to take out a piece in the trench would be to go around and attack from behind.
Okay.
All right? So when you do that, you take that place on the trench, and again, you are protected against my pieces.
Right.
All right? So basically this is it. You want to take out as many pieces as possible so that you either eliminate all my army, or you can also play for score. The first one to hit 50 points will win the game. Possibly also an alternative might be to eliminate the general.
Okay.
All right?
So what happened in the production process that went through this?
Well,
if that's something you can talk about, but
yeah, no, that's okay actually, because the thing is that Rui, the designer, he was never involved in board gaming, so this is an idea he had from scratch and had no idea what the gaming world was all about. And so the whole process was very difficult. He actually came here to this fair 2 years ago on his own, had nobody to support him, and just to show the prototype he had. And only after that, that's when the first contacts hit and people started actually working. But we did have that contact with Nuremberg. I actually started only working with them about 1.5 years ago, because they asked me to try the game and give my opinion. So there were a few things that we had corrected back then. And finally then they met a business partner who was willing to invest in the production, which is the most expensive part, obviously. And finally it seems to be running smoothly. So this is still a prototype. There's still a few lines that are a bit sloppy here. On this one we're working on this mold, but this one, for example, is perfect already. It looks very good. This still will be filled so that there will also be rubber. These arrows will be rubber as well. Okay. So during the game, if you forgot how they move, then just flip them over and you know which way you can move this piece. But you played 1 or 2 times, and the rules are pretty clear.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much for the overview.
Thank you very much for trying it out.